I'm gonna let you talk
All right.
because they'd rather hear you.
So, I went ahead and made this presentation, as Miss D said.
You want to hear? I'm gonna have you stand just a little closer
Alright.
and then talk a little. You don't have to yell into it.
All right. So, yeah, I did make this project today. So, yeah, that's my presentation.
Do you want me to click for you?
Yeah. All right. So, I'm gonna give you a little information about me. I am 16. I love dogs. I'm a junior at Normal West High School. I have nystagmatism and autism. I also had glaucoma in my right eye. I also like music.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're pretty cute.
Okay.
No, I did that.
So tools I need, I got magnifiers, iPad, and enlarged text, and a big keyboard. So these are some of the different tools.
Nathan, in your presentation, do you talk about when you were first diagnosed with glaucoma?
Well, no, but I can talk about that. It was a few years ago, and basically it was diagnosed in my right eye. They had me do a surgery where they put an implant at the top of my eye, and basically that will prevent it in the future from happening by take drops at night to make sure that it won't happen again.
And when you were born?
Yes, I had to have my cataracts removed from my eyes, so I have contacts to basically make up for what the cataracts used to do.
The lenses, right?
Yes.
They removed in both eyes?
Yes, correct.
When he was a newborn baby.
When he was new, I mean, he was, yes.
3 weeks old.
So both lenses on both eyes have been removed. Do you know what the lens does?
It basically makes your vision kind of normal. Basically,
Just the focus.
yeah. If you don't have, if I don't have my contacts in, basically it's blurry.
And are you wearing your contacts right now as well?
Yes, I wear my contacts and glasses at the same time. These are mainly for reading, the glasses, and then the contacts, of course, make up for the normal vision. But this is one of the tools that I use. It's a bigger version of basically a page magnifier where you could go on a page and enlarge it. It has light built in, so you can see different text and font on the
I
page.
can put stuff away if you want to grab your stuff.
Okay.
You trust me?
Yes.
You
Okay.
never know. Because I have to hide some of his own things from him. Does it go in the box?
Yeah. And then I should spell slide right in. Oops.
I don't think he trusts you.
I don't think so. I only let him bring the optic one because he promised me he wouldn't break
Yeah.
buttons off of it. Because that's supposed to be with me. What is that one?
Yeah, this one is basically a digital magnifier, and basically when I turn it on, you can either view something like on a page, like as if you're reading text, and you can zoom it in, zoom it out, or change colors.
Does it take pictures?
Yeah, it will freeze them. It does not keep pictures in the memory. And so you can also view things farther away and turn off the light. And it'll change colors as well, so you can just be able to see basically. It's similar to like one of these kind of magnifiers, but of course these are not a digital version basically.
Do you know how much that one is that you had in your hand?
It was I think $1,000 I believe is what they spent on that one. If I'm
And why do I
correct.
hold on to it?
Well, basically to keep it safe and also to keep anything from breaking.
Safe
On it.
from whom?
For me.
Just checking.
And
I like messing with you. I do. So fun.
let's see here, what else we got? This one is the one I mainly use for home. It's a little dusty. But, this one's the one I use at home. It's basically where you can put it on a page and it'll let you read one piece of text at a time as you're going down. So it's great for reading like books and stuff. If
think I showed you or I had example of those on a piece of paper, and it just, does it highlight, or is it just?
It basically just does a specific
Okay.
sections as you're
And it
going
does,
down.
it enlarges it
Yeah.
several font sizes, so.
Yeah, so you can look at different angles and have it be bigger or smaller. Let's see here. This is a large calculator that Miss D recently gave to me in her class, so that way I could use it for any of my math equations, because otherwise normal button calculators, they're pretty small.
Would your iPad have worked?
It would, but with the problem with that is when you go to go on an app, usually there will be a pop-up right where the calculator button should be, which is not very convenient, of course, when you want to go use something. So
I'll show you where the accessory button is.
yeah, it doesn't have a calculator built in on the iPad too. I don't know why.
I don't know, so you can take my yellow calculator. You like the yellow buttons.
Well,
There's
not
no
exactly,
contrast.
but that is kind of
But
nice
contrast
though.
is good.
Yes.
I do like contrast.
Yes,
You have changed, tell them what you've done with the background screen for some of your computers.
Well, in the past, I have had to use desktops before this whole laptop thing became a thing.
Yes, all the students actually have their own laptops.
Yes.
That's what he means by that.
I
The
got
school
this one
district
right here.
issued their own laptops, but when we use desktops, tell them what you did to the one you used.
I basically was able to go into settings through my admin account for my vision, and I'd be able to change different colors for the backgrounds, so they'd be better contrast. Like if you were to go to Google, for example, it would be like a black and yellow fonts on a page, so I could see it better. This right here is another kind of magnifier. These are a little bit nicer in my opinion because they're a little flexible, and they're also pretty easy for reading larger amounts of words at a time, and then they come with these plastic sleeves to protect them.
Do you use those?
Yes, sometimes I will use them at home when I'm reading something, if it's very small.
Like those contracts and everything?
Well, sometimes books. I do occasionally read books. It's more on my iPad most of the time, which you guys will get to see that later.
Well, we'll have to talk about learning ally.
Yeah. Except that it's not learning ally anymore. It changed. I'm gonna be talking about that though.
Is that how it is most of the time?
Yeah, they change everything.
No, I meant you.
So this is actually for seeing things further away. Now this one is a very old version of it. This is, I believe, the first one I actually got of this kind. But basically it allows me to see further away things. Although this one does not work very well because it just was the first one made. But
Another magnifier?
well, actually it allows me to see things farther
Oh,
distance. So it's called Monocular, and
It's pretty fancy.
yeah, you can like take it if you go like to the zoo or something and you want to see something far away. You can use this to zoom in. This is of course the not the newer version, and it doesn't work very well in most instances. So this
I
one.
think he's like laying the foundation on.
Yeah, well, this one stays in the closet most of the time because it's not very convenient to
Yeah,
use.
see, there's that foundation.
Now here's the newer one. This one works better.
Oh, we got one.
Come on. Alright. So, this one, honestly, is one I use the most because I take it on vacation sometimes or to different parks. But basically, it's just, you can zoom further, a faraway distance. So you could see, like a plane, for example, up in the sky if you wanted to do that. Or a bird or something like that.
Bird or plane?
Yeah. All right. All right. The next gadget we have is this enlarged keyboard. Now this is for desktops. Mainly I use this one in my animations class with Mr. Scornavaco. But
Let me ask you a question about that class. Is that a gen ed class or a special ed class?
it's actually a regular ed class.
And what do you do in there?
It's basically where we animate different things on the computer. Like right now we're working on a Lego man animating that.
And the name of the class, I believe, is animation and rendering.
Yes.
And it's not the technology class that you really wanted.
Yeah.
And you were nervous about it.
Yeah.
How is it now?
I mean, I think it's decent because he's very helpful, and I like being in his class.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is very nice.
He even said at your meeting at the beginning of the year, remember the set meeting I talked about a long time ago? Student environment tools, technology tools. He was there and he said, just let me know what I need to do.
Yeah.
And he'd make the class accessible however we could, whatever size screen we needed to bring in.
Yeah, he said any
Whatever,
changes we need to make to computer.
Right.
Because he put me on one close by a teacher's desk that no one else uses throughout the day, so my keyboard's pretty much just able to sit there, no problems.
But the keys, the
Yeah.
buttons on the key, it's not the buttons that are enlarged, it's just the letters on
Yeah.
the button. It's an overlay, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically a sticker that doesn't come off, basically. That's how that works.
Okay.
'Cause these don't come off, so that way they can't accidentally be removed or have
Changed
them,
around.
yeah, get changed around. Yeah, that's true. And same kind of thing here with my laptop. It's got enlarged keys,
Oh, I didn't see
and
that.
yeah, it's just something recent that
Didn't this,
I think it was Miss Harold that installed, or was it Miss Barty? One of the two. Yeah, one of the two installed it on here. This has also got a magnifier tool that I figured out about in Windows, so I can zoom in my main screen itself to make it bigger. So I don't have to do it on just web pages only. Let's see here. These are actually what I wear at night usually. These are basically going to make up for my glasses and my contacts, so they're very thick lenses. But basically, they allow me to see if I don't have contacts or glasses on at the moment.
and you usually just wear those at home.
Yes, most of the time. There have been a few instances when I was in junior high that I had to wear them at school for various reasons. Let's see here. I think that it's time to move on to the iPad now.
Okay.
Do we have something similar to last time where we were able to view it on the bigger screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That would be the thing.
That'd be the thing. I don't remember what you did last time, so you have to call you. Remember I'm old, I get old.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say that the iPad is kind of your lifeline?
Yes, pretty much. It's used for everything at school. That might exemplify why there is quite a bit of
Fingerprints?
scratches and fingerprints, yes, on the screen. So basically, one of the apps that I mainly use at school would be iAnnotate, and it's a great app. It basically allows me, I can basically get a email from a teacher, and I can put it in the app. So like, for example, this is a health quiz that we were recently doing in my health class. And basically, you can, write different things on it, or type different things in. And basically, those will show up when you send them back to the teacher. So whatever you do, highlight, or whatever the teacher's asking you to do, pretty much is like your pencil and paper.
And any document that basically can be scanned, and we have the ability to scan through our copy machines. So I could go into my copy machine today and scan something. Now in the class that I teach Nathan in, we don't use a lot of documents. I have enlarged things for him, or allowed him just to go and write directly on the smartboard. But the cool thing about this is any document, if it go...
I don't know why a bunch of things keep popping up.
Writing about it?
No.
It is awesome. Anything can be put into this program, and it should be for him. Now, is it required? Probably not required, but it is his preferred method of doing paperwork like this, because it is the easiest thing for him to do. I mean, there's not a law, other than it being in his IEP, it just says it's accessible to him. But it is not difficult to go scan a document through the copy machine and then send it to his email, which goes directly to him. He takes care of everything else.
Yep. There's just an open-in button, and I click I annotate, and it goes there.
And he types it back, and we get it right back.
Yep. I can email it.
Yep, just like that.
Yeah.
Yep, and it is very efficient for him, because otherwise what happens is I have to make copies, or the teacher does, we have to enlarge those things, and then he has to write. And what is difficult for you about writing?
Well, my writing's not the neatest, first of all. And also, it's sometimes hard to write on the screen, but I do have a tool for that, actually. It's Los Stylus, which I almost forgot about, actually.
So you can just actually use that
Yes.
instead of...
Because it's easier, because it's like similar to a pencil.
And it is, it's very difficult. If I were to have Nathan, do your exit slip, it would be difficult for him, even with that large amount of space, because he has to get so close to it. Correct?
Yes. Really
And
close.
to maneuver that space and watch his hand in your left.
Right-handed.
Right-handed. Who's left-handed?
I don't know.
Me. That's what it is. Well, that's true. But it is hard for him, even in a large space. This way he can go in, and what else does I annotate do? Doesn't it transfer if there's writing, can't it?
Oh, yeah, I can actually transfer over to a different kind of document. So if a teacher sends me one that's not PDF, it'll change automatically to a PDF.
Does it change your handwriting to typing?
Well,
Is that one of the...
You can probably do that. I've never done it that way, but because I usually just click on like typewriter.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. So he can type his
I can-
answers.
Yeah, whatever. And I change the colors and stuff.
You like how you annotate?
Yes, it's very
Is it-
good.
Is it frustrating if teachers don't use it?
Yes, very, very, very frustrating.
Have we had experiences with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things you'll find out when you're working with other professionals is sometimes you have to educate the educator. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
You have to teach the teachers. And for whatever reason, some teachers are a little bit more resistant just because they think it's going to be hard, or they don't know, or they just don't want to do it, or they're just snotty, or not very nice people. I don't know what it is. But when you're dealing with a situation such as this, I mean, it isn't like a student with a learning disability who walks into your classroom and says, I'd really prefer you just send everything to me electronically. This is how he learns. I mean, everything that he comes in contact with has to be enlarged to some degree. It has to be something that is accessible to him, and that is his accessibility, and teachers do need to understand that. I have very few instances where we've had experiences where that has been denied.
But we have had a few.
But we have had a
Yeah,
few.
especially this year.
Especially this year. And I'm not it.
No, of course not.
Of course. I do anything.
You're welcome. Yeah, I know. It's true.
But it is, and and it's very frustrating. I mean, I work with Sandra at school. That's his mom, Sandra, and Jason is his dad. But we're in the same school, and so we're passing each other in the hall, and we're talking about stuff, and then he's coming to class talking to me about the situation. And I will just say, it isn't just any teacher that wasn't using it, it was another special education teacher.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time educating educators on how to appropriately use the technology that is not difficult. It is, he gives you his email, he showed me how to do, well, you guys talk about joining me at some point.
Yes.
But that's a smartboard app that allows him to pull up on, you want to pull that up?
Yeah, somewhere on here I have it. You usually pull it up on my computer.
So you want to tell them what that does?
So basically, I would go into this app, and a teacher would sign in with their login details, And basically, it'll let you either start a meeting, and you can actually do it from your iDevice as well. You can start your own meeting and do whiteboards on it, so you could like write in front of a class on it.
So if I'm up in front of the classroom using the smartboard,
Mm-hmm.
as long as I've signed in and he's logged on, he is capturing
Yeah.
what I'm putting on the smartboard into Join Me.
Yeah, because the teacher gives me a code, and I can put it in. And I could also control the computer if the teacher so desired that. If I needed to present something for the class, I can request the keyboard and mouse become in my control.
And why does having access and control, or at least having the smartboard here, why does that?
Well, it basically is a way for me to see it at my desk. Sometimes it's difficult to see the smartboard, also depending on where the teacher would seat me in a class, because you know, sometimes teachers will seat you in the wrong places, and even when you tell them, they won't change it. That has happened.
Educate
before.
the educated.
Yes.
Where is your preferred place to sit in the classroom?
Usually in the front, towards the middle, because that's where usually our smartboards are located.
Tell me more about this non-learning ally.
So, Learning Ally has basically went away. That's the app right here. And they replaced it with something called Voice Stream Reader. And basically it is a redesigned version of the app. It's actually a paid version. Yeah, I also, for any paid apps, I get them from the district, basically through
I
Nora.
like that
Yeah.
second book. The Earth, My Butt, and Other Big Round.
Yes, that's the current one we're actually reading in our reading class.
Okay.
But basically,
From Of Mice and Men,
But
The Earth,
basically-
My Butt, and Other Big Round. It's an interesting
But
curriculum
basically-
Frank Meyer has going on there.
but basically though, you go in there and you can skim the chapter or pages. Now it will leave off where you last were in the book at, so this is where we're currently at. But you can change different text and colors and make the font bigger, as opposed to having a book.
And what's really cool about this is almost every book that Nathan needs or will need is accessible to him on here. So we don't have to worry about a book. I know that before, I think at one point Miss Brinkmeyer last year, was it? Had to
No,
hand
it wasn't
copy.
last year, it was the year before. Yeah, I think so.
Had to enlarge all the copies, and until this, I think, was at the beginning of the year she was doing chapters for you until, because they
Yeah.
couldn't find the book. But for the most part, and I've already checked because I think I might have you next year for English, most of the books we're going to do are also going to be accessible through here, which means he can control the size, he can control the color,
The font, whatever.
font, whatever he wants. So it's just easier. It provides accessibility, it allows him to read.
And what they changed about this app also is the store's built right in, so I don't even have to go through Learning Ally's website or
Oh,
anything
very
anymore. And they also added basically every single book that you can think of on there.
That's good.
So, yeah, this app is much better, and you can also have the thing read it to you, so you can hit play and it'll read off where you are in the book with the highlighted text.
Yes, that's the other cool part, is it does highlight as it reads. You can do just voice, meaning
Yes.
just you will hear the voice. You can do voice and text, or you can read it without the voice.
Yes, I believe there is that same accessibility on here. I haven't checked for sure because most of my books have been in text, but
Okay.
because I don't do Modi.
It's a neat little program. And again, as a teacher, just knowing that it's there is what's the important part. Nathan knows how to operate it. He knows how to operate his technology. He knows how to teach you how to use your his technology, because I do know how to speak. He knows you don't have to be a pro at it. You just have to be willing to upload, download, or assist him and take a couple minutes to listen to him and watch him show you. He set up Join Me for me.
Yes, in
I
our
actually-
social thinking class.
Social thinking. Okay.
Yeah. And another thing that that they also have installed for me is something called Keeble. It's a keyboard that allows me to basically have a bigger keyboard on here. And basically the way you access it is you tap and hold this little thing, and it'll bring up your keyboards emoji comes built in. The keyboard is the one we want. And basically in the app you can change a bunch of different settings to make your text different colors and everything. And this is basically a bigger keyboard that I use in every single class that I need a keyboard in.
You got some neat stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about most of it.
Okay, and I think that's all the apps that I have on here.
Anything else you want up there? Or we good?
I don't think I have anything else. Unless we can show them the magnifier under there. Would that be something? Okay, I'll grab
You need
that.
a piece of paper or anything?
Yeah. Yes, that way we can show them how it works.
Bob could be passed up
Sure, why not?
there. Okay, you want me to put the key up instead?
Yeah.
You're listening?
Why not?
Is it different from usual?
Would you believe we didn't get along in his freshman year? Why is that?
Because I argued all the time.
Thank you.
Still does.
You did.
Okay, so with this, basically, here's my minus key, which I can zoom out, but right now it's always zoomed out. But I can zoom in, but I have to use a pen because one of the buttons fell off in the hallway last year.
I wonder why.
It still works.
It does work.
At least it still works, but gotta get the right button. Okay. So then once I zoom it in, I can see basically
Right, hold the
as big
paper
or
if you want.
as big or as small as I want. And also you can change colors as well. And these are preset ones. You can pretty much do anything. Okay, it's charged, but try rebooting it. But anyway, you can change. Yeah, I did just charge it though today when I got home. All the way. Yeah, charged. And basically you can change the colors, and you can also turn off the light. If it's too bright in the room you're in, and it'll make it a little easier to read in certain instances.
How long have you had this particular device? You had it.
My freshman year, I believe, is when we first got this. And you can also view things farther away, like that, and you could freeze an image by hitting that one.
Nice, nice.
So I think that's all I have to show up there, and then we can get back to the PowerPoint, I think, now.
Working on it.
All right.
Very bossy. I got the things you like. Is that good?
Yes, I
Right.
think that's the next one. All right, so things I like is hanging out with my friends, autism camp, which we do each summer.
What do you like about camp?
There's a bunch of fun things. I like pretty much everything because it's always fun.
You like getting people here. I put together some pictures at the very end of this thing that I
Yes.
gave to him, and here's one thing you'll notice about me. There's a couple pictures that I found where he's walking around with a water gun, a bucket that has water balloons in it, except he gets mad when people get him wet.
In the eyes, yes.
He gets mad when people get him wet. In the eyes. He is a machine and kind of relentless at getting people wet. There's a picture of us in the bumper boats.
Yes, that was funny. Everyone kept getting her, which was very funny.
I was in a corner,
Yeah.
trapped in a bumper boat.
Basically, everybody wanted to get her, so we all ganged up on her.
And he feels terrible about that. Don't let him fool you.
I actually did afterwards because I saw how wet you were.
But he's laughing. You don't feel bad. You just
Yes,
wanted to free us.
no, actually, I truly do.
Oh.
I know. There's just a bunch of fun things about it. We did all kinds of fun things, and it's not mainly just about doing fun things and going out in the community. It's actually about hanging out with your peers and getting good talk with them, and also having fun, of course, is our main goal.
It is. In bumper boats.
Yes.
Tell us about the Special Olympics.
Yeah, Special Olympics. I do a lot of things through that. I am part of Project Unify, which is basically basically we teach people about what Special Olympics is. We hold a youth activation summit. This year it's going to be in Decatur, at the Decatur Hotel and Conference Center. But basically you bring people that don't know what Special Olympics is and you educate them on it. And basically it's for people with disabilities like me, and you get a partner and a peer, and you work together throughout the year. Another thing I enjoy is my iPad, of course, because that's basically how I do everything, because with papers it's harder. I enjoy also playing outside. I enjoy, like jumping on the trampoline and that we have out in our backyard and running.
You're a Boy Scout.
Yes, I forgot to put that on there, but yes, I do enjoy Boy Scouts.
Tell us about your weekend. What
Oh,
did you,
yes. It was very cold weather, and I went to a wilderness survival camp out at Weldon Springs.
No, you didn't tell me. I grew up near there.
Yeah, their campground is nice. I like it.
Did you sit in the tent?
Yeah, no, we didn't actually. We made our own shelters out there, and we ate minimal amounts of food, basically.
That's all the bad works.
What was your shelter?
Oh, it was made out of a tarp that one of the other scouts brought, because I had mine, but we didn't end up needing it because he brought like a giant tarp. Basically, though, it's basically to teach you how you could survive out in the wilderness if you only had what you had on your back. It's fun, honestly, though. We do it through fun stuff. So, but in a real situation, you might be a little panicky if you were to get stuck out in the woods. But first thing is to calm yourself down and then see what you can make your shelter out of. It's true.
Oh, my bad.
It's
Well, he
fun.
was very anxious to tell us about the lack of facilities.
Yes, very big lack of those, but in a real situation, you may not have any, which, you do learn that sort of stuff in Boy Scouts, how to survive without facilities and stuff.
Oh, toilet.
Basically, yeah. Or running water, basically,
Running water,
in
yeah.
general. Also, I enjoy going on vacation. I do quite a bit of vacations with my family, and also with Boy Scouts. We do I consider those vacations because we do some pretty neat places, like West Virginia for the Boy Scout Jamboree that I went to. And that was a lot of fun. I also enjoy playing soccer. That's on the Special Olympics unified team that my mom coaches out of our school. And basically, she invites different kids to play on our soccer team.
And how good is your soccer team?
Honestly, we're actually really good. We have beat quite a few teams, and we're kind of rivals with Pontiac, but then we're also friends with them. It's like when we're on the field, we're rivals with them. And then when we go to like different events, then we are like, hi, Because we got quite a few friends from there.
Unified soccer. What was the big deal about the big thing you did in 2014?
Oh, yes. That would be, we got to go to New Jersey. We were a few, I think it was 5 selected out of the entire state to go to New Jersey to play in the USA Games.
So you were on what team?
What was it
The
called?
Special Olympics. Was it the USA?
I don't know. It was the. Do you remember?
What state do we live in?
Illinois.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
out of the state of Illinois, you were one of how many?
5, I believe it was. Oh, 10 it was. Okay.
But played in the national, right?
Yes. And basically, we got 4th place at that, and that was pretty neat achievement.
So you played other states. What is the team makeup? Who's on your team?
We had just a few different people on our team, actually.
Like Special Olympic athletes and who else?
Yeah, athletes and peer partners, which basically are the people that help out the athletes with different things. Yeah, so kids with disabilities basically get helped by the kids that don't have disabilities.
They all played together.
Yes, on one team, because they want to make the kids with disabilities feel like they're included in the team, and they do a very good job of that. They always try to pass the ball and stuff, which is a good thing.
I would agree. Electronics, what's your thing with electronics?
Basically, I enjoy fixing them. I'll take apart.
What?
What did you say?
I have Tourette's, sorry.
You might as well get up by the microphone and say what you said.
Even if they're not broken.
Actually, that was in the past. I do try to only do things that are
No.
broken now. Yeah.
He breaks those.
Well,
Or the hammer.
not anymore. I don't do
Okay,
that.
just teasing you.
But anyway, I enjoy just trying to repair different things. The most recent thing I'm trying to work on is a Hewlett-Packard computer system that one of our custodians gave to me, which actually that brings up another topic. I help the custodial staff at our school. They really enjoyed my help. I advocated for myself during my freshman year to help out. Yeah. Misty really didn't need me necessarily during first hour, so each day I would go up there, I would check in with her, and then I would go down and help Darren, one of our custodians there.
It was a vocations class, and I knew that a lot of the things we were doing in there weren't necessarily skill appropriate for him. And he had said at one point, well, I like helping the custodians. So he and I went and talked to Darren, our custodian, one of our day custodians, and during first hour, he would actually go around and help whatever Darren did.
Yeah.
Nathan was there, and then you started advocating to help out when?
Well, during lunch, because that's mainly what we started off by doing, and then it was like, hey, why don't we do this? And this year, actually, we do have another opportunity for that, second semester. Instead of doing the animations class for a full year, I'm going to be helping him second semester. Also Melissa, which is one of our other custodians, because Darren eats his lunch during the first part of the hour, so I'll help Melissa, and then I'll switch over to helping him once he's done with his lunch. But basically, though, we clean up the kitchen and clean windows and stuff. It was just different. Whatever task needed to be done, we did during the mornings.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay, so question.
You can't read that.
Question time. So, anyone that has
Right back
questions?
there. Go ahead.
You have the computer from school because they issue out the laptops.
Yes.
How did you get your stickers on there to make it bigger on the keyboard?
Actually, I advocated for that as well myself. I went to my vision person and I just kind of asked her, hey, is there a way we could get some for the laptop because the keys were kind of small? So I'd advocate and ask her for different things. Like one year I asked for a screen protector replacement on my iPad.
So do you advocate for a lot of the vision things that it's based on your preferences? Like if you need it, you'll tell them?
Yeah, I basically tell them no one else has to really advocate for me. I can just get an email open to them, and because I have their email, and I can just send them, hey, I need this, and they'll get it done.
When he emailed asking for a screen protector, he did that on his own, and he did it for the iPad, and then our district assistive tech person said, is there something wrong? And I said, no, it's just marked up. And
Yeah, she was worried at first.
wanted to ask me before she did it for him, and I said, no, it's just smudged, and how after a while it gets little scratches and stuff. She's like, oh, well, not a problem. Came over, fixed it, took off, that was it.
They usually do that during one of my classes. Most of the time, Miss D just lets me do it during social thinking because it's all right usually for me to miss that instead of missing one of my actual curricular classes.
I just don't want to interact with them.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is for some teachers. Yeah, for some teachers it is kind of hard to get them to agree to things.
No, I meant interacting with you.
Oh.
Nathan and I actually do get along very well. I think his freshman year, he argued a lot.
Yeah, I do.
You don't argue as much.
Yeah, I try not to.
At school.
Yeah, well.
At school.
Not the case at home.
You still get a teenager.
Well, yeah, because That's because they're parents, and that's how it just goes. And, you know, we have different points on that, so.
What else? Go ahead.
Have you taken the ACT yet?
I believe I did one of the years, yeah.
You've taken the MAP test.
Yes, I have also done
test.
that, but I believe I have also done the ACT
We
one.
have not done the
No.
ACT.
These are juniors.
That was junior and senior. You've probably taken ISAT.
Yeah, I
That
don't
would
know.
be
It was some sort of disc, though, that went in the computer, and I did it during high school.
What
I
did
don't
we
know
do?
what it was.
What did we do? 'Cause it wasn't ex- No.
Parks?
Did you do the park? I don't think you would have done the park.
I don't know. It was some sort of thing that I'd do. But
It was practicing.
yeah, point being though, for those kind of things, I do have ways of enlarging them
Yes.
as well. Control Plus works for ISATs. For as far as ACTs go, I don't know really how you would enlarge those, but there probably is a way.
There's enlarged booklets.
Oh, there it is.
But I'm hoping that it's not mandatory since there's been no paperwork filled out
Yeah, I
on
don't-
anybody. I don't think we're doing it again this year. With park, I don't think the state of Illinois is going to pay for both tests.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's all good with me.
Go ahead.
Due to your glaucoma, which class do you say is like the hardest for you?
Honestly, I don't have very many hard classes necessarily, but towards the first part of the year, I had a little bit of problems in health with,
That wasn't glaucoma.
yeah, but it was based on something else, but
The teacher.
yes, and it really was with that class.
That would be to educate the educators.
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
I'll write it. I'm writing it big. What other questions do you guys have on, like, go ahead.
Do you use one of the devices that you showed us to go see movies?
For movies, it's not as big of a deal. Usually, I can watch a movie on screens without problems. I don't usually need different devices for that because it's pictures and it's easier to tell. But this is just mainly for wording. That's the tricky part. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did actually forget to mention that. Miss D is actually our favorite teacher in social thinking because that's yeah. Oh, that's the only class I have. But yeah, she's a favorite because there's a debate that goes between her and Mr. Parton, who's the favorite teacher, and Miss D is of course the favorite teacher.
I just meant in general. Of the teachers you have this year.
Okay, you meant in general. Yeah, I would really choose you actually. I'm being honest. I would.
You choose her over the health teacher?
You know I would never choose her. Never in a million.
That was funny.
Health teacher, which we're not going to mention the name here.
Ever.
Yes.
No, I don't think I've mentioned her name. I've probably mentioned the situation.
No, you
I think I did along the
You might have.
Huh?
Long time ago.
Miguel. What other questions for Nate? Yes.
Is your animations class your only general education class that you're enrolled in, or are you in other ones too?
This year, but I have taken some other technology classes in the past that were regular ed. And yeah, I was gonna say, just please don't interrupt. but
Wow. How far away do you live from home?
I'll find someone to take me.
Guess he's staying with you tonight, Christine.
Okay, bye.
That's cute. I'm going home with you. Mr. D.
Okay, so basically though, for my PE, since we had an interruption, but for my PE though, I was in Miss Koppel's Water and Land class, but she was aware of my disabilities, and Miss D had a conversation with her, and she's taught some several actual special education classes as well. So she's used to teaching in both fields. Yeah.
Other questions? Is that all?
And here's some pictures.
Can you see them? I can enlarge them.
Yeah,
Can I enlarge them?
I think so,
How do you
probably.
Windows Plus.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing what you said, which is the Control Plus.
Oh, it works in there. I didn't know.
So, these up here, this is me in the corner. I know you can't see it really well. I just put that in there more to make you feel bad than because I was really, really, really wet and I was surrounded.
It was hilarious, but I did feel bad for you, like I said earlier. Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. This is Nathan, a typical Nathan at camp. You can see the big super soaker, the big bucket, and inside the bucket are probably water balloons.
I think that was actually water that we got
Or
from
water,
these favorite.
same
Yeah.
thing, whatever.
Because I usually didn't carry water balloons in the bucket. But
Water.
Like maybe one or two, but not in that time. I don't think it was.
Okay. Just some of our games. This is I put this in because it made me laugh when I saw you doing this. It's just the funniest looking game.
I mean, yeah, it is a very funny game. We do it pretty much every year, but it's
what
always
do you do?
very funny.
Why are you doing that?
Well, it's basically a water game. You put a water balloon on a bucket and you sit down on it, and it basically splashes you. And
You have to do what to it?
You have to pop it
With your
butt.
Right.
And you have to. It's a relay race. So basically, you try to get down there really quick and do that.
And pop it really
Yeah.
quick. It makes for great pictures if you get it at just the right moment.
Yep.
This was day one. This was bowling. This was the zoo. She should look semi-familiar to you. This was a pair of glasses that Marty, remember when Marty came in, Marty brought these in.
So nice.
What
also.
they're very, very dark.
Yes.
And allow him, because the bright light also bothers him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, my glasses normally would tint, but they didn't tint enough during summer camp.
was very
So
bright.
yeah, it was very bright out like every single day. So we had these in the classroom.
So we just took them outside. She brought in several pairs for whatever reason. She had them. I think one was yellow, one was
Yeah.
blue. We had a purple.
Yeah, we had like a bunch of different colors. It was like the rainbow.
It was a rainbow. This was us the summer before. This was Nathan when?
This was actually the homecoming picture with one of my friends from this year.
This year.
Yes.
And then I found this one. This was the 2014 Special Olympics soccer.
Yeah, that was when we were accepting our medals on the stage.
And then one picture I had, and I forgot to add it, is of you and a picture of the Big Show.
Oh yeah,
And
we
I
should have added
searched
that.
all over on your face. I was seriously, it was like almost stalking. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And I have it on my computer, and I forgot to add it. But he got to meet the Big Show, and there's a picture of Nathan and the Big Show.
Yeah, that was really neat.
It was pretty cool.
Who's the big show?
Who's the
The
Big
wrestler.
Show? The wrestler.
Yes.
He's like this big 7 foot tall.
Yeah, he's
big
very
guy.
tall.
He's a big wrestler.
Yeah.
Like in the WWE, you know, that fake soap opera wrestling stuff.
Yeah, it
It's not
is
real.
fake. Yeah, it is fake. It's real. It's true.
I've been
It's
watching
fake.
it for long enough, I should know.
Yeah, it's just TV producers wanting to make money.
It's not, did I just crush your dreams?
Oh no.
It is very, it's just.
We both did it
entertaining.
actually. We did it together collectively.
It's about the only thing you and I do and agree upon. Is that it?
Yep, I think so. Unless we have any
Yep.
extra questions.
No? All right, well, if they do, they'll throw your thing.
You guys.
Here's your plastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, and your cards, which I wrote something nice in there.
All right.
I didn't mean it.
I'm sure you did.
And just so you know, this is how we get along most of the time, I would say.
Yeah,
a lot
probably.
of joking around back and forth.
Yeah,
because
we
that's
enjoy
how I
joking.
then get him to do what I want him to do for me later. He knows the secret. Isn't that right?
Yeah. This back.
Yes.
I don't know how it comes off.
Just
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah.
Did you tape this?
What? Did I what?
Are you taping that?
Oh yeah.
So I'm just sitting there staring at
Yeah. Yeah. Here, let's end that.